guys, what's up? What's good? What's going on? It's me, Kitty on a Leash here with a manga review. And today we're going to be talking about Devil's Line, Volume 1, First Impressions and Review. When I first saw this on the book stands, I knew I wanted it, but I didn't know how badly I wanted it for the price, because it's $12.95 a volume, which I feel is a little pricey, but you know, I persisted. I actually got this as a gift from someone, and best gift ever, because I really like this manga. Devil's Line is a horror manga, mostly vampire, devil accentuated. Devil's Line tells the story of Tsukasa, who's a college girl, and she's just a very sweet, nice girl. Not a whole lot there. Anyway, the manga starts with her on a train with two of her good friends, girl and guy friend, who probably secretly has had the hots for her for a while now. But anyway, they're taking the bus home from school one day late, and they're kind of talking about this whole vampire talk. Apparently there's like people going around killing people and leaving bite marks on their neck, draining all the blood out of the victim. So what else could it be? It's a vampire, obviously. So they're kind of discussing this on the train, and it's just kind of like, you know, don't worry about it. It's obviously, we're never going to encounter anything like that. She gets off the train with her dude friend. They're walking, and this guy says, you know, I've had feelings for you. And she says, okay, cool. Not interested, you know, you're just a friend of me. Shot down instantly. Anyway, she happens to see a kind of strange looking guy out of the corner of her eye. She's like, that guy's a little strange. Whatever. As they continue, this guy tries to make advances on her, and she's like, no, stop. Don't do this to me. Out of nowhere, this guy comes out of like freaking the shadows, and he like attacks this guy. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know you're not supposed to be out here lusting for blood. To her friend, and the guy turns around and says, you know, why don't you mind your own business, man? And he like kind of like, he's got like these teeth that start coming out, and come to find out, to make a long story short, this dude's a freaking vampire, okay? Or like one of these vampire people things. And she was going to be his next victim. But that strange guy didn't let it happen. No, he didn't. Anyway, that strange guy stopped the whole thing from happening. He's a vampire, guy's a vampire. It's all good. He saved her. So he saves her, and she's bleeding. He says, oh, let me get that for you. Licks it with his tongue, like, ugh. Licks it. And she's just like, oh my gosh, hot guy on top of me licking the blood off my lip. And he's just kind of like, wow, this is amazing. I lust for this. But nothing happened. He controls himself. Anyway, to make a long story short, Devil's Line is not necessarily a love story. There is romance that happens here, and it's kind of the bigger focus of the story is that he's not necessarily vampire. They say that he's half devil, half human, something crazy like that. But technically, he's a vampire to me. Okay, he's a vampire, and he's a vampire hunter. And he's a part of this, like, I guess, secret task force that goes around stopping these evil-ish vampire demon people, because what they're doing is they've gotten out of hand. They're killing people, and they're sucking their blood, and it's not good. Like, they need to go and put an end to all of this. So I know you might be thinking, oh, it might be something like Tokyo Ghoul. It's definitely not. There is a sense of protectionist here. I'm kind of getting some, don't laugh, don't think this is terrible, but some like Twilight, you know, vampire, immortal being in love with a human type of being vibes going on here, which isn't a bad thing. I love it. I live for that stuff. So Devil's Line is actually really interesting. I was not expecting that from this. I was expecting a super gory, bloody, like, mess. Like, I thought this guy was like a demon. He was gonna transform and all this other crap. Like, I mean, I knew it was like a vampire. It says half devil on here. So I guess he's like a half devil. One of the really cool things here is that you get both characters' perspectives. You get Tsukasa's perspective of her being this girl who kind of is into Anzai, that's his name, Anzai, but she doesn't know how it's gonna happen, and she's kind of like, you could tell she hasn't been in many relationships. She's a very, very sweet newbie girl when it comes to love and relationships. So it's kind of cute seeing her try to be like in a crush and trying to kind of get this guy to like not really come on to her, but subtly trying to get him to come on to her. And then you have Anzai, who is definitely falling for her, and I don't know exactly if this story is meant to be so much of a love story, but it definitely is. It is what it is. I was expecting a lot of horror. This definitely did give me some horror, but not as much to be considered like a terrifying manga. Like I said, I was expecting something totally different, but I got something else. I was expecting a bloodbath, you know, crazy demons fighting each other, tearing each other apart. And I kind of got a love story with a demon hunter or devil hunter, vampire task force, agency, whatever. Still a pretty good story. Anzai is a pretty cool character. You don't get to learn much about his backstory, but he seems like a pretty trustworthy type of guy. He seems like somebody who's conflicted between carrying on with his lifestyle, as is being a loner, not really venturing out much. And then you see a side of him that really does care about this girl, and you see a relationship starting to bud between the two. Horror is not really what I was thinking of horror, you know. I was like, oh, I'm gonna read all spooky mangas, and this one definitely was pretty lighthearted out of the bunch. Although I will say, I do like the action. I like the trans scenes. I love that the characters' expressions are very relatable, and I really want to see this story just grow. Overall, Devil's Line, I was expecting a really good horror story. I got a pretty good love vampire-y story, which I'm kind of okay with. I definitely do like this. I would like to continue reading it. Even though their manga volumes are pretty pricey, it's worth it, I feel. So yeah, overall, I'd have to give Devil's Line a 3.5 out of 5. Everything was pretty good, but I mean, the love story did kind of develop a little bit too quickly. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more blood, guts, and terror before, you know, they're trying to get to know each other and play the whole dating game and stuff. But yeah, still a pretty good read. So, until next time, guys, this is Kitty on a Leash, and I'll see you later. Bye!